What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be starting a new build, and a little backstory to this. I wasn't planning on buying another car. In fact, I specifically didn't want to get another car because I already have a couple projects going on. I've got this red Jeep behind me. I just bought another Rubicon that I'm going to be building. Got a Tundra that I'm building, and so I didn't want to buy another car. But I was on my way to my buddy's house with my wife, and as we're driving, we see this car on the side of the road, and I look at her, she looks at me, turn around and start talking to the guy, and sure enough, it is what I think it is. It needs some love. It's been sitting for a while, but it is a pretty good price. And my buddy actually already has one of these cars, so I was going to show it to him, if he wanted parts, or if he wanted to, build this one and take parts from his current build. So I hop back in the car, start driving away, and my wife goes, "That's a pretty nice car." I was like, "Really?" I was like, "You like it?" It's 1980, and she said, "Yeah, I do." And so we turned around, went back, talked to the guy a little more, took it for a test drive, and next thing you know, here we are back at the shop, and we've got the new car. So without further ado, here it is. This is my wife's 1980 Stingray Corvette. If you know about anything about Corvettes, you know this isn't a factory color. They didn't come in pearl white. It was resprayed. It got clipped at some point, and the front end was actually completely replaced. I don't know too much about these personally. The guy was explaining to me that this whole front end is actually panel bonded to the chassis. It does have a few imperfections in it. You can see there it's starting to crack, and this is separating. It has some spider cracking in the paint and in the fiberglass up front here, like they all do. But overall, the paint is in really good shape. The rear end is very nice. And then the interior is maroon, completely maroon. Fairly decent in all the places that matter. Obviously, the seats are torn. So it's going to need new carpet. It's going to need seat covers. Going to need a new steering wheel, or at least a cover for the steering wheel. And but it's all there. It runs and drives. I'll pop the hood for you. There it is. Small block Chevy 350. It's got chrome valve covers, and it's painted blue, chrome intake. I have no idea if that's stock. I know nothing about these. But it runs, drives, stops, shifts through all the gears, and it's complete. So for the price that I got it for, I could justify it. Fun to drive, and it's an automatic, so she likes that. It needs some tires. They're dry rotted from sitting. For reference, this car, previous owner bought it in 2002, so 21 years ago, and it has done a total of under 10,000 miles. It's at 62,000 miles right now, which is pretty low for these cars, I think, considering that it is 40 years old. So that's that, a brief overview of the car. I really haven't dug into it at all, but first things first, as you can see, the carpet is disgusting, and I need to dig into that because I know from my buddy's experience, these floor pans tend to rot out, and especially with the leaky T-tops, which I don't know if these leaked, but I know it was outside for 20 years, and so chances are some water got in there. So we're gonna need to pull that out, and kind of see what we're working with. That's enough talking. I think you get the idea. Any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. But for now, I'm gonna get started. My wife's on her way, and she's gonna help us tear into this thing. First time she's ever worked on her car, really. So first things first, we gotta get that carpet out of there. It smells awful, and I really need to know if it's rusty underneath, because that might determine if I keep it or not. the shop is my wife, Olivia. And this is her pile of crap that we picked up yesterday. And we're gonna be tearing it out now. All right. So first things first, we're gonna take the seats out and we're just gonna slide them forward, and there should be bolts on the back, and then we should be able to get the bolts on the front, doing the opposite. Seat number 1. Ooh, look, an Ames catalog. The Mohawk Trail. That's disgusting.
Oh my word.
That is so gross. First stripped bolt of the car, and it's not letting it go easy. It's the seat bolt, so you kind of have to just drill it out and then figure it out after that, but not too bad. All right, first side is almost apart. We have fallout over here, and that's because it's pretty gross. Let me show you. So it's really not rusty. It's got some surface rust here, but that's a drain hole. We actually thought it was a rust hole at first, but it's not. It's supposed to be there. If it weren't there, it probably would have been a rust hole anyway, but thankfully that's not rusted. We got to pull this sound ending out, and it smells awful. Kind of hard to breathe in there, to be honest. And so she's wearing a mask. I'm still trying to get that second seat out because the bolt's stripped in the back and it's spinning, and I'm trying to drill it out, so it's just spinning more. But we'll get it out. Not really worried about it, but that's where we're at right now. And I'll catch you probably once we get the second side out or find something else gross. So anything to add?
I've never worn one of these before, and I feel like I'm like getting my wisdom teeth out. But I like pass out.
All right. Now we get to see what is behind door number 2.
Just fall apart, baby.
That is fine. Oh, that is so gross. Oh, nice. Nice. Well, I don't see the floor, so that is good. It is rusty, but we'll see what we can clean up. Successfully found 2 solid floor pans. Huge win. Very excited to see that. But now Olivia is going to continue to vacuum all that up because she has the respirator, and I don't want to be breathing this in. Good job, Jeeves. Well, my wife is leaving. Say goodbye, wife. Bye, wife. So it's just me. We've got the whole interior out. It's solid. I was a little nervous. The only issue we really had was that one strip bolt for the seat, and it's not too bad. I'm just gonna have to tack it in again. If you look at it, it spun the nut that's set into that metal. So I'll have to figure that out. 3 bolts isn't the worst thing in the world for now. The rear is really clean. The buckets are disgusting, but clean. And the front floors are solid. So I can't really complain. I'm gonna go ahead and leave some solvent on this, scrub it around, vacuum it, wipe it down, and then let it sit and air out. We are throwing out all the carpet and all the sound ending because it sounds awful, or it smells awful. All right, all done. I just used some solvent on the floor to get all the sound deadening crap up. Worked pretty well. I accidentally just put in the seat before I filmed, but no rust holes or anything. Here it is. It's not pretty, but it's solid. So I'm gonna have to grind that all down and then paint it or seal it or whatever. But good start. All the carpet is out. I got the back too. So that back there isn't too bad. We're just gonna wipe it down and everything, but we'll continue to clean this out. It'll be a different day, but of finishing cleaning, just grinding it down, painting it, sealing it, whatever. So I'll catch you then. For now, I'm gonna pull this thing out of the garage and go eat some dinner. So I'll catch you next time. Bye.